Welcome to tonight's episode of Beyond Focus TV. I'm your host, Lydia Patel, and as always, I have a very special guest for you. Shamir is in the hot seat. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's an actor, and he'll be with us for the next 30 minutes. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Beyond Focus TV allows you to discuss contemporary topics affecting the Caribbean people on both a national and local level. The show features informed guests who offer insight, debate, and evaluate various issues. Beyond Focus TV builds on the station's mission to provide useful information to the Caribbean people in New York and abroad. Beyond Focus TV, where our viewing audience can get educated, informed, and empowered. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. And like I said earlier, I have a very special guest in the hot seat, Shamir. Welcome to Beyond Focus TV.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you. I love to see young talent come through the chair, get interviewed, and then when I look back at them later on, I'm like, yeah, they were right here on Beyond Focus TV. We gave them a spot. But it's great because you actually sing, you write, you produce, you act, you dance. So basically, the whole entertainment scope.
Pretty much so, yeah.
But let's talk about you, how this all got started. Let's talk a little bit about your life and what even brought you to be in the entertainment business.
Well, it started when I was a kid. You know, it's God-given, so, you know, I could never put a time on it, you know, what day and time it all really started. But I remember being, like, you know, 4 or 5 years old and just always singing tunes on the radio and, you know, just always trying to stand out in front of the crowd, or if I'm at a barbecue, or if I'm at a little party or marriage or whatever it is, you know, I'm always the type to just be in front of everybody and just kind of go crazy.
A little ham.
Stand out, and go ham and get wild, you know. And I always loved to sing. You know, my mom got me a little keyboard when I was a kid, and I was always, you know, when she used to braid my hair when I was young, she said you was always watching TV, and anything that was musically oriented, you just so driven into it, and you're just so caught up. And you know, she was like, it was something that you've carried along with you from birth. You know, she was like, it's amazing. It's amazing how you know, you've taken music into everything you do now. You know, when you're in school, whatever it is, you just love music so much. Say 5 years old.
And that's a long time to have that passion, and for your parents to actually acknowledge that they saw that and they didn't try to shy you away from it. They actually nurtured it. So fast forward now a little bit, even high school, which you're not that old. I'm not going to ask your age.
Yeah,
but
no, I'm not. No.
You're not that old. But high school wasn't too long ago either.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So talk about your high school years and getting to incorporate the music into that.
Well, you know, I was always involved with any of the talent shows, any of the theatrical. I was in the theatrical art program at Holy Trinity, and they had, you know, there's always plays that they have you audition for. So I was a part of the theater program coming from middle school. And that was like my father and my uncle. They were always supporting me in performances, really. So that's how it really got me started. And then when I went into high school, I always used to get myself involved with the, you know, the plays and talent shows. Any Sweet 16, I'm there. You name it, I'm there, and I'm performing. I'm doing my thing. And of course, I didn't really know myself at the time, so my sound wasn't, you know, I wasn't too sharp with it. But however, I was always out performing, no matter what it was. Always singing in the hallway. You know, people hated that. Some people loved it. Girls loved it. Guys was hating. It's cool. You know, it is what it is. And, you know, I just always was so passionate about it. Class, in and out class. Sometimes in class I'm beatboxing. And, you know, it's a dope thing.
It just really seemed natural to you.
Yeah.
So why the entertainment business? I know it does come natural. But looking back at this and seeing that it is highly competitive, there are a lot of broken, hungry artists. We see them in the subways. We see them. You have the love for it, but sometimes as a parent, I can understand what the concern may be. Well, what are you going to do with yourself later on? How are you going to support yourself until this actually pays off?
Absolutely.
So how do you kind of balance that?
I'm not going to lie. The balance is very difficult. Music is a career that you have to give 250%. You know, 100% is no exception. It's 100% isn't even enough.
Nope.
You know, so if you can go beyond and above that, then that's what the music industry is about. The entertainment industry as a whole, you know, you have to be really good with time management, I can say, because with all the things I got going on, I have to literally plan out my day and tell myself from like the time I'm waking up out of bed what I'm doing for the rest of my day, because it gets so chaotic, and you know, it's sometimes overwhelming, but you know, glory to God, man. Like I get through the day and I know what I got to do and I get it done. I'm always seeing towards the future, and I'm always, if I'm in the present and I know where I want to be, whatever time it is from now, it all starts here. So you got to work towards your expectations and never stop, no matter how hard it gets.
Absolutely. And what's amazing is you said something really good, that you know in advance what your whole day is going to be like. 'Cause if you're waking up and you're now, I wonder what I'm going to do for today, you might as well go back to sleep.
Right.
In my opinion, you might as well just go back to bed, because you should know what you're doing. I know the rest of my week. I know at least 3-4 days in advance what I got lined up for each day.
Right.
And like you said, time management, so many different aspects that you have to incorporate into what you do. So if you're not trying to do that, so that's a very good point that I should say it's going to carry you far, because you need to have that. So of course you sing, you dance, you act. Those are 3 separate things. Makes you a triple threat, as they call it. But
Thank you.
What would you say you like best about each one?
Singing is a freedom of expression. There's no limitations or restrictions or jurisdiction to how you sing. Good or bad, the way you sing is how you feel. So it's like painting a picture. You're the Picasso. You're the, whoever you want to call it. Singing is a freedom of expression, and you're very open to saying what you want and how you feel about it. A lot of times when I sing and I ad-lib or whatever it is I'm doing, it's all from personal experience. It's all from inside. Nothing's really layered or structured with me when I'm singing certain things. It's all about me, how I feel, and I'm going to give that to you with that musical connection, which is also a spiritual connection. And depending on how you do it, you can really, you can attract people the right way or the wrong way. And, it also depends on your delivery. Singing is just, I think singing is probably the thing I do most during the day. I'm always singing. Shower, sleeping, like even when I'm sleeping, sometimes I feel like I'm still singing. Like I can hear it in the dream, like me singing. It's crazy.
Wake up to yourself singing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And sometimes I don't want to even hear myself sing. It's crazy. Sometimes I don't even want to sing. Some days I'm just like, all right, I'm tired of my voice. Let me rest. Let me cool off, and let me listen to some records and get myself in the groove and come up with something new when I'm singing. Acting's another freedom of expression, but with acting, of course, it depends on what you're looking to do. So if it's a movie role, if it's a commercial, or whatever the case may be, you have to tune yourself into that person and know how to deliver that person.
It's no longer about you. If you're handed a script,
right, it's
and
over.
they want you to be that character.
There you go. Like I got this mohawk thing going on right now. They say, Shamir, you gonna play this guy who got cancer in a movie. I gotta cut this hair off. It's not
no longer about
me.
you.
Yeah, the ego thing is gone. You got to get rid of that. It's a mental game,
Absolutely.
But at the same time, acting is also expressive. It's very artsy, and you have to know how to have this poker face. If you're going through it and you go on set, you got to know how to, like I said, poker face that whole thing and switch up the ball game. You know what I mean? So that's where it comes down to with acting. But I still love it.
Hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We got Shamir in the building. We got so much more to talk about with him. And ladies, I'm going to ask him if he's available before the end of the show. So if he is, you may want to keep tuning in. Stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV.
West Indies, what's up? I just want to see you dance for me. Let's turn up. I just need to feel your body on me right now. Get you in the liquid courage. Straight shots from the bottle. Mommy, just shake that thing, 'cause I just wanna see you dance. Oh baby, I really wanna know what you're thinking, 'cause the way your hips are moving got me feeling some type of way. Come on baby, shake. I want you to misbehave. Now wind it up on it. Sing it. West Indies, where you at?
Hi, my name is Stephanie Miles, and I am Miss Caribbean United States 2013, and you're watching Beyond Focus TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, sitting here with amazing, talented Shamir, who's in the hot seat tonight, giving us some great information about what he does, the singing, the dancing, the acting, production. So we'll get to hear some of his stuff in a little bit, and of course, you know, if you want to book him for an event, we'll have his contact information as well. So Shamir, before we left off for the break, we were talking about basically what is different in each one of those fields: the dancing, the singing, music. You do all three, but each one of them are kind of their own individual thing. And we didn't touch upon the dancing. So first of all, can you move for real?
Yeah, I can. There's nothing's staged, nothing's fraud. It's real. It's all real.
What type of dancing do you like to do?
I'm really into hip hop. I'm into a little bit of tutting. I have a lot of free movement that I take from different types of dancing. It could be from tap dance. It could be from hip hop. It could be from tutting. It could be from anything. You know, whatever I see and I like, I kind of feed off of it. And
so are you trained? Have you done any
I have a
formal training?
Yeah, I have a choreographer, and I've been dancing for a long time. And I was a part of a dance team at NCC College. And my choreographer, Genesis, he's dope, and he's taught me a lot along the way. I want to thank him for that.
Doesn't it feel good to say, I have a choreographer?
Yeah, he's dope. He's dope, man. Dancing is wow, dancing. I can't even put my finger on dancing. I can't really explain how amazing dancing is, because like I said about singing, it's that same type of thing where there's so much freedom. You know, there's no specific lane you can choose. You can do whatever you want, and as long as you make it unique and as most original as possible, you know, people will feed off that energy. You know, they're gonna see, you know, he reminds me of this guy, but there's something about the way he does it that makes him feel a little different or seem different, you know. So dancing is another great form of art that a lot of people exploit to release emotion. It's also a great stress reliever. It helps me forget about a lot of things that I, you know, don't want to think about during the day. As soon as I start doing my moonwalk or whatever, you know, it helps me to feel free.
Absolutely. Have you been casted to do any videos? Would you like to get booked as a dancer?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm open to all opportunities. You know, I'm very humble and modest about a lot of things. I don't really feel that I should restrict myself in any way, shape, or form to whatever opportunity comes my way. You know, I could be singing and producing all these years, and then I get a gig for dancing, and that makes me take off. You know, we never know. So I'm open to it all.
Very good. What would you say sets you apart? Because we are in a day and age where basically as long as you have a phone, an iPhone or something, you can record it, get it up there, do a video, and you take off. But there's hundreds and thousands of other people doing the exact same thing. So really, what sets Shamir apart from the other fish in the pond?
It's a great question, and I'm going to answer that with my honesty and modesty at the same time. Coming from my background, where I've came from, and my culture, I feel that my music is very influenced by personal experience, like everybody else, but the way I deliver and the type of music that I'm making and putting out to the world, I want to be different, because I don't want to, you know, and there's nothing wrong with being compared, you know, don't get me wrong, but however, what makes me different is the way I deliver my music and also my persona, because, you know, you are who you speak of and you are what you speak of. So, you know, when I portray a certain thing in my music and, you know, I portray a certain thing on TV when I'm, like, you know, for example, being interviewed, that all connects to why you're different. You know, I like to tie in my music with my culture, and that's something my father always told me is very important. In order for you to be different,